Hello, in this video, I'll be discussing about a very common and important issue that every income tax return filer comes across after he files his income tax return. The topic is intimation under section 143(1) of Income Tax Act 1961. Income tax return filers will be getting a SMS to their registered mobile numbers saying that ITR for assessment year and PAN has been processed at CPC. Intimation under section 143(1) has been sent to your registered email ID. If not received, check in spam folder. This message every income tax return filer will be getting. What is the purpose of intimation under section 143(1)? CPC will compare the income under five heads of incomes, that is salary, house property, profits and gains from business or profession, capital gains, and income from other sources. It will also check the exemptions and deductions that have been availed by income tax return filers, tax calculations made, allowance of relief of tax, and arriving of final tax payable. This tax payable will be compared with taxes paid such as TDS, TCS, advance tax, and self assessment tax. The comparison between details in ITR and computation as per CPC will be done by obtaining information from various sources such as Annual Information Statement, that is AIS, Tax Information Summary, that is TIS, and Form 26 EAS. CPC will also look if there are any arithmetical errors that have crept in while filing income tax return by the income tax return filer. From where can this intimation under section 143(1) be accessed? From the SMS received, it is very clear that a mail will be sent to registered email ID of the assessee. For any reason, if the assessee could not trace that mail, then he can log into the income tax portal and using the navigation path that is given in the first rectangle of this screen, you can go to view filed returns. In the second rectangle, it is seen that there is a link saying download intimation order. If you click on that link, a PDF will be downloaded which contains the intimation under section 143(1). How to open intimation under section 143(1)? The intimation that is downloaded will be in PDF format, and to open it, it will ask for a password, and the password to open this intimation will be a combination of your PAN number and date of birth. An example of password to open this intimation is given in the third point of this slide. The first 10 characters will be your PAN in lowercase only, followed by your date of birth. It should not contain any dots or slashes whatsoever. How does the intimation look? Once you enter the password, that is a combination of your PAN in lowercase and your date of birth, the PDF gets opened. In that, there will be a heading saying that intimation under section 143(1), and on the right side, Centralized Processing Center, Income Tax Department will appear. The next one will be the name of the assessee, address of the assessee, PAN of assessee, assessment year for which this intimation is being sent, acknowledgement of your income tax return filed, and document identification number. All these details will appear on the top of the intimation. Then, a sentence saying that your return for assessment year has been processed. The next sentence is very important, which says what is the outcome of this order. In this case, appearing on the slide, it says that there is no payment due. You can observe that the top intimation under section 143(1) is given in a background of blue color. This specifies that there is no payment due. If you have any refund, then the background will be green, and if there is any demand arising, then the background of this 143(1) intimation will be in red color. This intimation will also gives information such as the type of form that you have filed, whether it is original return or revised return or rectified return, what type of return it is, and the date of filing your income tax return, the date on which this intimation order has been issued, due date for filing of income tax return, extended due date. For example, if the due date of filing your income tax return has been extended, then the extended due date will also be given here, and status of assessee, whether the assessee is individual or a partnership firm, private limited company, society, what is the status of assessee, that will appear here. Basic information, the return details will appear. In this, if you can see, I have highlighted two columns on the right side. The first column is as per the income tax return filed by the assessee. So the first column contains the details that the assessee has disclosed in his income tax return, and the second column will be arrived as per the calculations done by centralized processing center. This first page of intimation will have only the gist of the income tax return filed by you. The first page of this intimation will have only the gist of the intimation. The detailed workings will be given in subsequent pages given by the CPC, where in this slide it is very clear that the intimation sent by CPC is a very detailed comparison of income tax return filed by assessee and information available with CPC. We can see that CPC is calculating income under different heads of incomes. After that, they are deducting deductions under chapter 6A, and they are arriving at the tax liability of the assessee by calculating tax under normal rates, special rates, and also rebates that are given to the assessee, reliefs that are available to the assessee, and adding any interest, penalties, fees that the assessee is liable to pay. After adding all this, the final tax liability is arrived at. From this final tax liability, CPC will be deducting the already paid taxes from the tax liability, and if the taxes paid by the assessee is in excess of the tax liability, then the CPC will issue a refund, and if the tax liability is more than the taxes paid by the assessee, then a demand of amount will be raised by CPC, and if the tax liability is equal to the taxes paid, then the balance liability will appear as zero. What if you do not agree with the intimation sent by CPC? The assessee can file a rectification return under Section 154 of Income Tax Act 1961, wherein he can correct the taxes paid by him or any other corrections, but he has to keep in mind that the corrections made by him should not change the taxable income that he has already declared in his income tax return which he has filed earlier. He should also be very careful that the rectification return filed by him should not result in excess refund that he has already claimed in his earlier income tax return. On receipt of a SMS from centralized processing center, an assessee should not be worried. He just have to go through the intimation sent by CPC, and if he does not agree with the calculations done by CPC, he can file a rectification return. Thank you.